When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. Starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say, number one is have a high pain threshold. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question. But I want to be clear, I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. Self-driving cars are the natural extension of active safety and obviously something we should do. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. There have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? If the future does not include being out there among the stars and being a multi-planet species, I find that incredibly depressing. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. If you go back a few hundred years, what we take for granted today would seem like magic, being able to talk to people over long distances, to transmit images, flying, accessing vast amounts of data like an oracle. These are all things that would have been considered magic a few hundred years ago. To make an embarrassing admission, I like video games. That's what got me into software engineering when I was a kid. I wanted to make money so I could buy a better computer to play better video games, nothing like saving the world. In order to have your voice be heard in Washington, you have to make some little contribution. I do love email. Wherever possible, I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email. When I was a child, there's one thing I said: I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. If you don't have sustainable energy, you have unsustainable energy. The fundamental value of a company like Tesla is the degree to which it accelerates the advent of sustainable energy faster than it would otherwise occur. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. We're running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there is an environmental catastrophe. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which are very slow. An asteroid or a supervolcano could certainly destroy us, but we also face risks the dinosaurs never saw: an engineered virus, nuclear war, inadvertent creation of a micro-black hole, or some as-yet unknown technology could spell the end of us. The problem is that at a lot of big companies, process becomes a substitute for thinking. You're encouraged to behave like a little gear in a complex machine. Frankly, it allows you to keep people who aren't that smart, who aren't that creative. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I think we are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space exploration. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon? Doesn't work out.